What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, trolls and citizens, the JJs and PPs? This is your boy X-Lover Newman giving you a video on 2018's E3 press conference. We're gonna kind of just chat this out, really. You know how I do. If you've been here, a lot of times, you know my style. I talk to you like you're in front of me, you know. I don't do the whole YouTube gay shit, you know. Hey, welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe and do this and do that, you know. Fuck all that. Like, we talk. I'm giving you the HUD review. You know, if you were in the HUD right now, of course, most of you don't know what it's like to be a man at all. You haven't, a girl hasn't even touched your anus, let alone your small cock. My juices, my semen juices, my life juices, nosotros papaya, is what I call it, has been sucked out of me numerous times. They actually, doctors, before we start this whole thing, doctors actually looked into my sperm. I actually still have work going on right now because they found that my sperms actually have capes on them. my sperms, they actually have capes, like Superman capes on them. They look DNA wise through a microscope. They looked through a microscope and they saw that my sperms were magical. You know, that's the destiny of a real man, to be honest. And with gaming today and the way it's going, you know, real men isn't a common thing anymore. You know, like I said before, society is being fagotized, and gaming's being the same way. You know, like with the God of War, I mean, like, literally, if you listen to IGN's reviews, they basically talk about the camera angle and the camera shooting and the colors and the color palette and all this shit, but they're not talking about the gameplay at all. Like, nothing about the gameplay. God of War, compared to the other God of Wars, which I was a huge fan of, this new God of War 4 is shit. There's no gameplay. Like, oh, you could shoot the bow or whatever, the hammer, just like Thor. Okay, but what does that have to do with gameplay, you know? So there's a lot of, they're basically telling you, like, they're telling you without telling you that this game doesn't have any unique gameplay at all. But we don't care about that anymore, you know, like Uncharted 4. Same thing. I was a big fan of all the Uncharted before 4, but I'm sorry. I played half of Uncharted 4 and I took that shit back the next day. No. I made that up. I took that back within a week, but I only got halfway through it, or 2 weeks. It was just sitting there and I couldn't fucking finish the thing. And that sort of leads me into E3. This E3 was cool. It was more quality over quantity, and that's what I liked. Instead of showing us 5,000 games, it was kind of like, here's some quality games. So I'm gonna, like, sort of kind of talk about, I don't want this video to go too long, but I'm gonna sort of talk about what I was excited for and what I loved very much. You know, World War Z we'll start with. I actually heard about this for quite some time. I heard that name. I think it was a book and a movie, if I'm correct. Yeah, it was a book and a movie. And I just heard about it from afar. My ladybug, she reads tons of books. She has like a whole library in her basement. And that was one of her, like, favorite books, I believe. So I kind of heard about it. And I saw the gameplay for this shit, and I gotta admit, this is exciting. For me personally, I'm a Steam dude. I used to be a console dude, but I love my Nintendo Switch, and I love my computer, and my PS Vita. Like, that's it. That's kind of all I really play with. I play with Steam. When I play my PC games, I do play with a controller, my PS4 controller, and sometimes my Xbox 360 controller. World War Z looks really interesting. I like the gameplay a lot. I really like the graphics a lot. I like the scenery. The color palette. I like the characters. I believe you could customize characters. They said they weren't quite sure about that yet. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. I really like the guns too and the weapons you can use. I like the character selections. They're so different. They have so many different characters. They had black people representing the Negroid culture. They had white people representing the pink dicks. They had Asians representing the small strudel noodles. They had Indians representing burnt curry. They had all kinds of different people in there, which was really cool. You know, women who represent being in the kitchen, men who sort of represent a masculinity because of their small wieners. It was really cool to see them connecting to every single atmosphere. The game looks. I'm sorry, you probably wonder why I stopped like that. I'm home alone and I just heard some shit. You know, my dogs aren't here today. Anyway, the game looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of a zombie version, a little bit of Tom Clancy's The Division. Um, but what I really like about it would be fun playing a game like this online. I'm debating if I want to pick it up on Steam or PS4 because it would be really cool to play World War Z with like my boys, Egil and Wicked, and maybe my brothers and sisters from time to time. That sounds like something that would be really cool to play. That game did interest me nonetheless. I like the atmosphere and how it felt. The only thing I didn't really like per se that seems fishy to me was the missions and the gunplay. So the gunplay didn't seem too satisfying. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say satisfying. Gamers know. When you shoot something, you really want to feel like you got it. You know, I didn't quite feel that with World War Z's gameplay. Of course, it is a demo. It says gameplay demo zombies. I'm hoping the missions aren't repetitive, aren't boring. Don't put me to sleep like a chunky baby. But nonetheless, I was pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about the game. I hope to see more about it. The next game that excites me comes out this year. Yeah, this year. This one comes out this year. Wasn't a lot of games that come out this year. Is Spider-Man for the PS4. That game, I've been already wanted that game, so there's not really much to say about it. I'm gonna pick it up. I do like the mechanics. I like the fighting. I like the swinging. I like the graphics. The only thing that concerns me about this Spider-Man game too, a lot of people, you know, when you see a lot of dweebs, what I talked about before, the virgins, the nerds, you'll see a lot of them go, "Oh, whoa, the graphics are dope. The graphics are phenomenal. Oh, look at the graphics. Look at that graphic. Look at those you know, you hear graphic after graphic." It's like the graphics sort of, how can I say this? It's like the graphics sort of became the gameplay. In the 90s and early 2000s and mid 2000s, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't, oh my god, look at those graphics. Of course, great graphics are an addition. It's like the icing, extra icing on the cake. But it's not the icing on the cake. You know, I can still play Final Fantasy VIII today and have a damn good time without fucking Call of Duty graphics, you know? I feel like even though I'm excited for this Spider-Man and I want to play it, I feel like also it's just the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with better graphics and a little bit of more added moves, and that's it. I don't feel much of a difference though. If anyone's played the Amazing Spider-Man 2, you might know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, people get with the hype, the illusion of the hype. You know, this is a female mentality. You know, women do that all the time. You know, women PMS. They have conversations about the hype. You know what I'm talking about. Like your girlfriend or your sister or your mother or your aunt comes home. What does she do after work? She tells you about how awful people are and da 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 da, and oh, this was such a bad day I had today, and this and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, that's a woman trait. Men, you know, we sort of rock with the flow. and we dance with the hoe. Um, I don't see the Amazing Spider-Man dancing with the hoe. It's not. It looks like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with a little bit of added mechanics and better graphics. That's what that looked like to me. Nonetheless, it was cool to see the Sinister Six come together and Spider-Man fight against Mr. Negative. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. That being said, shit would really get real if they make a Black Panther movie. Black Panther video game. Oh my goodness. Let that be something, you know? Like, I could see you, like, being able to turn on the Black Panther suit by pressing the R3 button, pushing the analog stick down, and then that turns it on and turns it off. If you push it down, or maybe it's the R2 or L2, whatever the community would want it to be. I think that'd be really dope. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Spider-Man game for PS4. I will be picking it up, and you'll probably see me do a little small playthroughs of it on this channel. Next is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, another game that I have the same feeling with Spider-Man about. I liked the first Tomb Raider remake, and I liked Rise of the Tomb Raider. My only worry about Shadow of the Tomb Raider is that, again, it's Rise of the Tomb Raider 2.0. And what I saw from the graphics and the gameplay, it seems like it's going to give me that same thing that I already had. I hope I'm wrong about that. But from what they showed, it didn't impress me much. However, what could change that, obviously, is the story, right? I do like how this new Laura is, I don't want to say badass because that's a faggotized term. That's the new dweeb nerd term. You know, badass. I don't like that. We call dudes badass. It's like, what the fuck is that? But you know what? No, that can apply to a woman. You know, I'm not ready to absorb anyone's cock by saying that. So yeah, you know, you see a new badass Laura here. You know, she's if anybody knows the first Tomb Raider, she didn't even curse. Like, and it took her a while to even just curse. And in this Tomb Raider, I see her just like cursing off the fly. Again, that's not like, oh my god, she cursed, but I'm saying that because it's adding to her character. She's changing, is my point. And if you're an old school Tomb Raider fan like me, playing from the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2, then you would know that you can kind of see her turning into the old Laura. Like, even her outfit resembles the old Laura Croft. And I really like that a lot. And I'm hoping, and it's just rumors, but it looks like it's going to happen from some of the trailers we saw, we're going to get her 2 pistols now. And I hope somehow they emotionally put that in, of why, like, make it meaningful why she has 2 pistols. And that's what I kind of want that I didn't get from the other Tomb Raider remakes. Even though they were really fun games, I wasn't emotionally attached to Laura's story. I wasn't like, come on, girl, you can do this, you know, you can rise. It was just a fun game, and it was cool, and she was cool. But I wasn't emotionally attached to Laura. Again, I wasn't emotionally attached to Laura in the PlayStation days in the 90s either. I'm emotionally attached to her in terms of nostalgia. But, you know, she didn't have, like, emotional depth to her. I want them to bring that emotional depth to her here in this Tomb Raider. That being said, the game looks really cool. I will be picking that up. I will be picking that up before Spider-Man. I'm more excited about the Tomb Raider game than Spider-Man. But hopefully it doesn't disappoint me. I'll be picking that up on PC, and you'll see a playthrough of that as well, if people are interested. So I'm excited for that. The next game I'm kind of excited for is Control. Control reminds me, it basically looks just like Quantum Break. It reminds me a little bit of Infamous Second Son as well. That being said, it reminds me more of Quantum Break than anything. The game looks cool. We didn't see much of it. We saw the gameplay. Quantum Break was okay. I think Quantum Break is, if you were gonna buy it or try it out, it's worth like maybe $15, not 50 or 40. But Quantum Break was okay. This game looks cool. Again, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not a SJW or anything, and I'm also not an ASJW. By the way, I'm the first one to say that, and I will coin that term. What is an SJW? You said an ASJW is a person who's an anti-social justice warrior. They are just as sensitive as the social justice warriors. Just as sensitive. For example, with the Black Panther movie, there were tons of ASJWs doing this shit. Why are black people so excited about a fictional movie? It's just a movie. Why are they excited about it? Why is there a celebration? Those people, just as sensitive. The reason why the Negroid culture was so excited about Panther, why that was so exciting was because it was a black movie. But wait, ex-lover, ex-lover, wait a second. Blade was a black superhero. Yeah, Blade was Wesley Snipes. Spawn was a black superhero. Halle Berry Catwoman was a black superhero. Will Smith's Hancock was a black superhero. First of all, we're not following any superhero called Hancock. All right, that's for the anti-gay community and the comic gay community. They follow a man superhero called Hancock. Yes, we did have other black superheroes, but we hadn't had a black cast movie. We haven't had that. And also, if I'm going to go deep on you, mother lovers, black people, the chocolate people of the world, the Negroid culture of the world, has had their original hums, their original rituals, their original tongue, their original language, their original clothing, their original names, their original everything taken from us. That's what happened. So all these years when Hollywood started, it started off of racism. Like, that's what Hollywood was birthed off of, racism. You could see how they made fun of black people. You could see how they made fun of Asians, from black people always being the stereotype to Asians always being, that, hello, Mr. Houghton, I'll clean your car for you, that bullshit. Spanish people were stereotypes, Mexicans were stereotypes, even though Mexicans in real lives do love tortilla chips and spicy foods, and can time force their wieners into entry. But with Black Panther, it showed black people's culture and the origins of their rituals, and it changed lives. I mean, what was it, in the Middle East or Pakistan? I forget which one it was, but one of those places, you can look that up, hasn't played any movies since 98, I think, or 95. They had like a movie ban or something like that. Black Panther is the first movie that those people are gonna see. That's dope. But so it adds on to the special aspect of that. Like, that's special. That's really special. Then after that comes just the origin story, the rituals, the hums, just the whole entire black movie cast. And for this movie to make over $1 billion is insane. It shows that time is changing. It shows that, and get this too, that the younger generation of white people, when they see that, it's going to be the norm for them. Really let that sink in. It's going to be the norm for them. So that's why people were excited about that. That's why people were rallying it up. And it was just a great movie on top of that. And it's Marvel on top of that. Especially in this time, it makes sense. But, the ASJWs, they come in and start crying and trying to rally against the movie and blah, 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 blah. I don't know how I even got on that fucking subject. How did I get on that? I'm just dope. I don't know how I got on that. But anyway, going back to the video game Control. What the fuck? Somebody rewind that shit back. How the hell did I get on that? Control looks good. I like the little rocks coming up when she like is fighting enemies and shit like that. Like I really like that. Um, and the graphics is cool. I hope the story's good. There's really not much to say on this game other than that, other than it looks cool. I do wish we would see more like ethnic characters, though. I gotta be honest, like, it's a white bitch, and I wish we would see like a black girl, or maybe her weapon could be throwing, like KFC chickens, KFC chickens at them. Or you could get an Asian that throws like nunchucks, special nunchucks, because ethnic people, we have our special weapons. The next game, real quick, that Nintendo Switch showed that I'm excited about is Dragon Ball Fighters for the Nintendo Switch. I already played it on Steam, excited about that. It's gonna be cool playing that on the go. And that's really it. The next game that looks exciting to me is Tom Clancy's The Division 2. It looks good. Again, I don't know if it's just going to be Division 2 with better graphics, but nonetheless, they did have different areas, different sceneries, and that looked pretty cool. The mechanics look pretty nice. It would be fun to play that with people, of course. I have Tom Clancy's The Division 1. I like it. I don't love the game, but I like it. I'm glad I bought it, though. I bought it on sale. It was $9.99. I think during the Christmas sales. I forget. One of those sales on Steam. So I didn't pay too much for it. But I bought the game and it's cool. It's cool. I play it as a kill time. I'm hoping that this new Tom Clancy's Division 2 isn't a kill time thing. I'm hoping it's, what it is. Still trying to figure out how I got on the ASJW and the SJW shit. But I mean, that's the point of my channel. This is why I'm your papa. This is why I'm your master. This is why I'm not faggotized to the YouTube traditions. Talking to me is like being in front of me. I literally would talk to you like this. We would literally have a conversation, a hood review, a real review. Because I'm just a normal dude having a conversation with you versus, some motherfucker. You like, yo, you don't even talk that way. You don't even talk that way, This is organic. Okay, the next game I'm excited for, really actually excited for, is a game I didn't even see coming, is the Ghost of Tsushima. Fuck the white devil dude playing the flute in an Asian outfit. And white people in Asian clothing is always funny. That is just always hilarious. I hate when E3 does this shit. Exactly what I was talking about before with video games. This is a video game concert. This is a video game conference, a presentation. I do not want to see people playing music. I'm sorry. I don't want to see white people in Asian outfits playing the bango or the banjo. Or flutes. Who wants to see that? I want to see video games. That's why you won't see Death Stranding on this list, on my list. What? But ex-lover, you love Hideo. First of all, I love Metal Gear. I love Hideo Kojima's work. But I'm not sucking on his strudel noodle. Sorry, I'm not. Death Stranding looks like a FedEx simulator. I'm delivering packages? What? How are you just delivering packages? This is a video game. The first time they showed Death Stranding with the baby doing the thumbs up thingy, and then they show baby ass in the next one. I'm like, okay, this is a Hollywood trailer. This is a movie theater trailer. I'm not going to the fucking movies. I'm not going to the movies. In the 90s when I was growing up, we didn't do that. Ish. We played video games. They showed gameplay. But instead, I guess you're just like walking around as the world's most hardcore FedEx package man? Delivery man? I don't know. You pick your boys on UPS? You like them more? Like, I don't know. I like Norman Reedus, though. He's cool. He's a hunka. He was in The Walking Dead. And I like The Walking Dead. I don't want to see white people in Asian outfits, playing the flute. I'm sorry, I don't. That's not why I'm buying the video game. I don't give a shit about that. Um, it just annoys me when video games are becoming Hollywood trailer movies. That annoys me. Show me gameplay. Not a FedEx simulator, not a walking simulator, not white people in Asian flutes and Asian outfits playing the flute, and the banjo. I don't want to see that. And I don't want to see your cheesy rock bands that never made it in life. Rock bands, these corny rock bands playing for Mario or whatever game Nintendo was doing. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see that. Nonetheless, Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Tsushima, right? That's what it is? Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima looks really good. That's actually something I'm really excited to see. I like the style. It looks really dope, man. Like, the whole conference was kind of boring me, and then when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, what is this? It kind of gave me an Onimusha feel. Back in the PlayStation 2 days, right? Or was that PS3? PS2. And it kind of gave me a Genji feel. You're dope, by the way, if you know what Genji is. It's one of my favorite games, man. The first one, not the second one. The second one's very, very anti-gay level. Ghost of Tsushima looks really, really, really good. I like how he was riding the horse, no homo. Of course, you guys were probably checking out his Asian buttocks while he was doing that. But I like that. I like the scene, the arena, the areas that he was in. Like, the design was really, really cool for that, and the gameplay actually looks really like it could be articulate, like it could be a fun game to play. I'm hoping it's not just, oh, you press this to move and then attack. I'm hoping there's subtlety to it, like there's a little bit of complexity to it, just a little bit. This game really excites me. I like the characters in it and the feeling of it. I hope the story is really good. It looks really good. So Ghost of Tsushima, I am so excited to play that. I believe it's a PlayStation exclusive. And I can't lie, as much as Sony's upset me, PlayStation exclusives are looking pretty good, man. Okay, the next game I'm kind of excited for is Jump Force. Yeah, it started off like, the trailer started off kind of cool, and then I saw Frieza's ship, and I was like, oh, it's a new Dragon Ball game, and this looks dope. Kind of disappointed when I saw the other characters, I can't lie. I was like, okay, it's not just a Dragon Ball game, but alright, I'm in it. It basically was like a J-Stars 2. They probably called it Jump Force 2 because they knew it would just go straight plastic if they called it J-Stars 2, because nobody bought J-Stars. Just imagine for a second, right? My dudes, my real niggas, who are my boys, if I call them and I'm like, yo, you want to play a game? Yeah, man. Yeah, you got that new 2K? Nah. Oh, you got that new Tekken 7? Nah. Oh, the new Dragon Ball Fighters? Nah, no, I don't have that. Oh, what you want me to play? The new J-Stars. Click. Click. Hello? That's exactly what it would do. Nobody played J-Stars. Nobody. And I liked that game. I played it on my PS Vita for maybe like a good month, and then I was done with that game. J-Stars was like complex. It's one of my guilty pleasures. It's a horrible game, but I liked playing it. This one actually looked kind of cool with the gameplay. We'll see if it's good, if it's not just a corny, stupid, clunky gameplay like the first one was. Again, people are going gay hole and opening their booty holes for the graphics. I can't lie though, the graphics look really good. They do. Can't lie about that. It's one of the things I actually liked about it. I hope they just do a little more polishing on the character models though, because it does kind of look like fan-made video game to me. Like that's what it kind of looked like at times. Like, oh, here's the reality. Here's the graphics where everything looks real, but then the characters, they kind of look like claymation. I don't really feel that a lot. But nonetheless, this game is something I am looking forward to. I will be picking that up on Steam. Wait, was it going to be on Steam? Or was it only on Xbox One and PS4? I forget. I forget which system it's on. But of course, anybody who is going to play me in that, I will be playing with Goku. No one is allowed to play with Goku. If you play with Goku, aka Kakarot, you are getting banned from my gaming, and I will call Bandai Namco themselves and also ban you from the video game if you play with Goku. The last game I have on my list is the coup de grace, the one that really took them all, the one that I was like, yeah, PlayStation, you got me. Again, I'm buying a PlayStation game. Resident Evil 2 Remake. Come on, you knew this was coming. You knew this was coming. You had to know. You felt it. You felt it in your bubble guts. You felt it in your throat and your feelings, You felt it, It's like a girl who wants to swallow my banana stick. Or my disco cord. She's gonna feel it. It's gonna be somewhere in her throat, deep in her throat. This is what you felt during this whole review. You felt this leading up. You felt it in your throat, leading up to the climax of Resident Evil 2 Remake. You knew this was coming last. You knew I was coming in your mouth. I can't wait to play this. I really can't wait to play this. This looks amazing. Don't even know where to start with this game. Resident Evil 2 was the first thing that actually scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And it was hard to scare me. It was really hard to scare me. Resident Evil creeped me out so much that I wanted to take it back. That's how bad it was. My own mom was even like, that game has satanic vibes to it. That needs to get the fuck out of the house. That can't be in here. This looks amazing. It actually looks like a horror game versus Resident Evil 7, which I will never buy in my life unless it's like 10 or 15 bucks, maybe on Black Friday sales. Lots of black people will be buying games on Black Friday. And, I'll be one of them. This game looks like an actual horror game. It actually looks scary. I do like how it's so dark in the game compared to Resident Evil 2, the first one, because even though all the power was off, you could see everything. And also it was kind of empty inside, but there was you kind of run into a lot of stuff. Marvin's lines are also better than the first. The first Resident Evil 2, of course. I see, the dweebs. This is them again revealing their faggotism, complaining about Leon's baby face. What grown man complains about another man's face? These are dudes that literally have a picture of Leon on their walls. And every night, instead of going out, to play football or basketball or get a job or get some poonie chang, they instead will look at Leon and jerk off to him. Their cocks will raise several 2 to 3 inches, just to pleasure their strudel noodle with their thumbs, and staring at Leon and going, "This is the Leon I want. This is the Leon I need." And they see Leon now, and they're going, "Wow, this is a guy I can't kiss." I'll never forget when I was talking to one of the GameStop employees. He revealed himself as a faggotized game player. I was talking to him about the remake, and I was like, "Yeah, it's dope, right?" He's like, "Yeah, it's cool, man." I'm like, "Yeah, it's like I just can't wait, And he's like, "Yeah, man, it's just that, Leon's face is just doesn't look the same anymore." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" was like, what you mean by that? And he's like, oh, it's just, just that he looks different now, like I have his poster, on my wall, dude, and you have his poster on your wall of his face? Yeah, man, it's just, it was cool though, nonetheless. His body looked nice in there. What? Whoa, 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 what? You see what I'm talking about? Reveal after reveal in the conversation. Reveal after reveal. I personally didn't have a problem with it. If you look at the original Leon in Resident Evil 2, he looks like a baby. He looks like he's like 17, 16. And they're like complaining that he looks too young. Ridiculous. Also, his original suit looked like he was about to perform for Janet Jackson in Rhythm Nation. This actually looks like a police officer suit. He's not about to break into the robot with this suit. I really like this suit a lot. The mechanics kind of resemble Resident Evil 7 a little bit, like in terms of choosing your ammo and potions, your herbs. I mean, your marijuana, and all that stuff, which is cool. I actually like that aspect, and it feels like a horror game. And something's creepy about their facial expressions. I can't explain it. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking graphics, and it's not mediocre graphics. We've seen these graphics before, but again, there's something about the genius in the way their facial capture is made. When Marvin is talking to Leon, it was just so creepy to me. Like, it works. I can see myself 11 p.m., 10 p.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m. I can see myself at night playing this game and feeling like I'm completely in it. Resident Evil 2 is definitely top 3 best horror games of all time. So I will be picking this up. This took it all for me. I was like, yeah. After I saw it, I was like, yeah, I can fall asleep like a baby now. The chunkiest of babies. Not just a normal baby. I am very, very excited for this game, Resident Evil 2 Remake. And overall, that's what E3 was for me. Those are the games that stick out for me. I may have forgot one or two, but I don't think I have. I really thought this through. I would like to see what games you are excited for, though. Do I really give a fuck? No. Do I care to see it, though? Yes, I do. I do care to see what games you're interested in and what games you would like to see. But, I'm kind of done now. I'm going to wrap it up. Actually, what time is it? Okay, yeah, so I gotta, head out in, 20 minutes. I gotta get myself ready and all that. But nonetheless, that was the E3. I liked E3. Like I said, it was more quantity over quality. E3 stopped having white people dressed as Asians playing the banjo and the flute, and stop these low-rent Aerosmith bands from performing. I do not want to say Jason Derulo ever there. Please don't let that black buffoon come in there on that stage thinking he's Michael Jackson. I don't want to see Miguel on there thinking he's Prince. I don't want to see any of that. Show us gameplay. Don't give us Hollywood trailers. That's really my only wish. And bring back Aisha. Bring her back. She's awkwardly funny, and I like that chick a lot. I forget her last name, though. I forget her last name. Is it Taylor? Jackson? Scrotum? I don't know. Anyway, if you like this video, dislike it. If you hated this video, like it. And honestly, everyone who watched this and listened to this, go fuck yourself. It's Lex Liver Newman, your boy. I'm out. Peace.